Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome back to Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. Do not be fooled by that fancy name. It's just me and some friends talking about baseball cards. So today, you are seeing this on Saturday morning. I recorded this on Thursday morning because I am on the floor of the Strongsville Card Show in Ohio at the moment you were watching this. Um, so Rick from Vintage Oddball Cards, one of the best pre-war accounts on YouTube, um, is got up to 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Rick! And as a celebration of that, he's doing a contest. And the contest, he roped in his friend John Mangini to do a contest on show a set that John Mangini does not have a card in. And the reason that's kind of cool is that John is doing this thing, or has been for many years, where he gets a card from every possible card set. And I can say that I've started to kind of follow that a little bit. And it's funny because Mangini is somebody I've never met, and our only interaction is usually commenting on each other's videos. And so it's funny because when I first started to get into the YouTube world, somebody, I don't remember who or under what context, said to me, watch out for Mangini. His politics are very, very different from yours. And I was like, I mean, the card community for me is an escape from things like politics. So I've been watching John's channel for a couple of years now, and I don't see any politics at all, honestly, except stuff that I really like cool cards, like having some fun with your life. A couple of weeks ago, he went to a card show and gifted to a young man a not inexpensive card, which I thought was super, super nice. So let me just say this. Politics aside, I'm a big Mangini fan. And one of the best parts about this video is that I get to tell him thanks for this. He didn't send it to me, but he showed off a Moses Yellow Horse card, I don't know, a few months ago. And I said to myself, well, I got to look into this player. And I'd heard of him, but I didn't know the full story. So I went ahead and went through the story, tried to find a card. But recently in the Love of the Game auctions, I won this Moses Yellow Horse. And this is a 1924 Z-Nut, which is the first set that I think John probably has a card in. So this is not going to be the set that I submit in the contest. But just to thank him for the tons of information that he provides and the inspiration to buy a card like this, a 100-year-old card of a player who was a Native American, one of the first Native Americans, tribe member to play in the major leagues. This is a minor league card, but he eventually played for Pittsburgh. And so his story is worth telling, and I will tell it more fully, likely in another episode. So that's the first set. I think John probably has, so that won't be my submission. This is a Ramley card. It is 1909 Ramley, which is the Turkish cigarettes back. This is Matty McIntyre, mislabeled, by the way, because it says Harry McIntyre. It's Matty McIntyre from Detroit. That being as it may, I'm guessing John probably has a Ramley card. So while this is a pretty rare set and tough to get because it's super expensive, I'm not submitting this one in the contest. I thought about this one. This is the 1912 Imperial Tobacco. This is a Canadian tobacco issue. This is Butch Schmidt, who later on played for the 1914 Miracle Boston Braves, but this is his a minor league card where he's playing for Baltimore. I believe it's the Baltimore Orioles, in fact, all the way back 110 years ago. But the Imperial Tobacco C46, I'm thinking John probably has a card in this set, so I'm not submitting that one either. This one, I know Mangini is a Pittsburgh collector, so he does collect almost everything, Pittsburgh football and baseball and whatever else. But so this is a local issue, Los Angeles, 1960 Bell brand Sandy Koufax. Hard to find. I've only seen the card once, and I picked it up because even though it was beat up and a one, it's the only time I'd ever had a chance to buy one. But this card, probably John Mangini has a copy of a Bell brand card from 1960, so I'm not submitting this one either. Now this one is close, but probably not either. It's a 1937 Dixie Lids of the Hall of Famer Carl Hubbell, who in 1937 was coming off a terrific season in 36, where he led the National League. He led the Giants to the National League pennant. This is a 1937 Dixie Lids, rare issue, certainly rare in a 4. With the still has the tab on it, which is also cool. But I'm guessing John Mangini probably has a 37 Dixie Lid, so I'm not submitting that one. This is a set that was issued in Cleveland. It was a potato chip company, and they used a lot of the photos that had been in the Indians photo issue, team photo set. But anyway, so this is the 1952 Num Num Bob Feller, a set that is hard to find. I also have the Larry Doby, but without the tag in the bottom. Probably a set that John Mangini has a card from. So I'm gonna not submit this as my contest. A few more. This one is the 1934 gold medal Flower. This was a issue that only had the 2 teams that were in the 1934 World Series, which would be the Detroit Tigers, led by player manager Mickey Cochran, and the St. Louis Cardinals. I have this one card from this set. It's one of the first cards that ever featured Mickey Cochran in a Detroit Tigers uniform. He had been with the Philadelphia A's before that. So it's a tough issue. Gold medal Flower, 34. I'm guessing Mangini probably has one of these. So I'm not submitting that one either. So there's 2 more before I get to the one that I am going to submit. This is also a Canadian issue. It's the 1972 Pro Star Promotions postcards. Pro Star Promotions printed in Canada. Tom Seaver card. I've never seen it before. When I did get it, it was on eBay. It was ridiculously cheap for a vintage Tom Seaver card that's printed in Canada. But I think they did a lot of different players, including probably some Pirates. So I'm guessing John Mangini has a card from this 1972 Pro Star Promotions postcard issue. So I'm not going to submit that one. This one was close to being the one I submitted because I never see these. I bought this raw for a ridiculously low price in an estate sale that I think didn't know what they had. It's a 1929-30 exhibits 4 in 1. Now the 4 in 1 is the 4 players, which includes Heine Manouche. This is actually a Heine Manouche Hall of Fame rookie card. Also has the great catcher Wally Shang. These are all St. Louis National, which would be St. Louis Browns. The other 4 in 1 is the fact that they did 4 different shades of these. This is, I guess, what tone is it? It's I would say sepia, but it's more of a sort of gold, tan, yellow. But there are other colors in this set for each of the cards. But I don't know. Maybe John doesn't have one of these, but I'm thinking he probably does. So I'm not going to submit this one. So that's 9 that he probably has. This one I have to bring up because I just got it a while, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Sent it off to SGC, and SGC popped the grades yesterday. And it's in the mail to me. I tracked it. It's not going to get to my address until Saturday, where I won't be here. I will be in Strongsville. But this is the 1939 Cincinnati Reds team issue. I believe it's the R711-1. So that would be the card catalog number R711-1, Cincinnati Reds team issue. So this is my contest submission. This is a very rare set. Includes a bunch of cool players. I have the Paul Derringer card. I have the Frank McCormick card. There's a few others. Ernie Lombardi, I think, is the only Hall of Famer in the set. But the 1939 Cincinnati Reds won the pennant, and the 1940 Cincinnati Reds won the World Series. So they were definitely a legitimate and important team at the time. And of course, this player is Johnny Vandermeer. Johnny Vandermeer is best known for throwing consecutive no-hitters. So every time a pitcher throws a no-hitter, and then they come up for their next start after the no-hitter, Johnny Vandermeer's name gets mentioned. So he's kind of a household name in part because of that. Inconsistent pitcher who threw very hard but was also pretty wild. He had some great years. He had some down years. Certainly not a Hall of Fame career, but definitely a recognizable one, so to speak, and an important one. And so this is my submission to the Rick at Vintage Oddball Cards 2,000 subscribers contest to produce a card from a set that John Mangini does not have any cards in that set. So this is my official submission, 1939 Cincinnati Reds team issue R711-1. So, folks, we will see you next week. I do have a show next week with a guest, and a guest the following week, and a guest the week after that. And I'm guessing that in that time period, I'm also going to do my SGC submission show because I have a box of 23 cards in the mail to me from SGC. And I'm also going to do a series of videos, maybe just one, but maybe a series of videos on the Strongsville experience, which will include me meeting quite a few people I've never met before from the card community, particularly the YouTube card community, and will include me going to a show I've never been to before and buying from dealers that I've never bought from before. So it's going to be kind of an exciting weekend, and hope to be reporting back with some cool purchases and some cool stories. So anyway, congratulations to Rick on 2,000 subscribers, and we will see you guys next Saturday.